Grand Hood Rising Kings and Queens, Trap Witch here in Atlanta, Georgia, coming to bring you a full moon in Gemini reading for this upcoming Friday, November 23rd. Gemini, the twins, don't we love them? I have a love-hate relationship with Geminis, and that's because we never know which side we're going to get, right? I don't like to refer to the second twin as the bad twin. I like to just say the other twin, and sometimes the other is necessary, but knowing when to bring that out is very much for your own discernment. Anyway, we just started Mercury retrograde this past last Friday, right? As Venus went direct and now Mercury has gone retrograde. So we spent a huge part of Libra season and Scorpio season reevaluating our partnerships, how we approach love, and now during Mercury retrograde, and Gemini, right? Gemini ruled by Mercury. We get to decide how we get to communicate that to the world, right? A lot of times Mercury retrograde can bring up miscommunication with people. You have a lot of people coming back from your past, and it is up to you to discern. You don't have to tell them where the fuck to get off at, but you do have to tell them out of self-love and respect what does not serve you any longer. So I'm hoping that I can tap in this evening and see what Spirit has to say about the upcoming energy. For those of you who aren't familiar with me, I am the Trap Witch, Thetrapwitch. My first name is Tatiana. I realize I don't really disclose that often, but you can find me on Instagram, instagram.com/thetrapwitch, or you could go to my website, www.thetrapwitch.com. I am a intercessory, somebody who likes to stand and help people bridge the gap between where they are coming from and where they're trying to go. Sometimes we just need people that will help us go within and make our self-awareness a little easier so that we can find our own power. And once we're aware of our own power, we can start to use the tools that we have available to us in order to start building over the obstacles that we need to overcome. So if any of you watch this video or have watched any of my videos and you feel compelled to reach out to me, to work with me on a personal level, to tackle more things that you feel like need personal attention, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If any of you do feel compelled to tithe me after this reading or tip me, that is fine too. You could Cash App me or Venmo me at the Trap Witch. I'm gonna put that out there because, you know, closed mouths don't get fed. Anyway, I am also a practitioner of the Ifa Lukumi tradition. I am a daughter of Oshun. I'm walking that path to priesthood. Any tips at this time would be appreciated as I'm putting in towards that investment, and all the time and effort that I put into this work. All the thank yous never going appreciated, but gotta live. So with that being said, I hope I can help you live a little better, help you achieve your best life, help you flourish a little harder than you might have been flourishing. And with that being said, we are going to ask Spirit what it is that we need to know for this full moon in Gemini coming up. For those of you who follow me on the regular basis, I usually read from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck, but I'm just not vibing with that this week. I kind of want to do something new out of my comfort zone. Some of my messages on my Instagram I've been channeling through the new Law of Attraction Tarot that I've been using. And I've been complementing it with the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels cards. And the one thing that I like about this is what I need people to realize also, the word romance, we tend to get caught up with the word romance when it comes to relationships outside of us, but the first romance you ever have to really have in this life is with yourself, and we're not often taught that. So things with these Romance Angels card can actually be applicable to our first self-love before they are interchangeable with people outside of ourselves. So with that being said, I'm going to read, like I said, from the Law of Attraction deck and the Doreen Virtue Archangel Romance Angel deck. And if at any time I feel compelled to compliment it or get clarity with some other cards I got sitting over there, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do as I feel, as I flow. So I would encourage you to get a notebook, take some notes. Sometimes the things that are said might not be applicable to this exact moment, but maybe by next week when we are in the heavier energy and you're about to lose your shit, or you're feeling indecision, or you're feeling torn, some of the things said might sit a little bit better. You might revisit this at any time, to be honest with you. Usually the energy for this reading is heaviest, I would say, within a 21-day cycle. Most people don't know that it takes 21 days to make or break a cycle. Why is that? Look at how the lunar cycle, right? You know, especially look at a woman, right? Every month a woman has a period, or she's supposed to have a period, where she sheds the lining of her uterus. It builds up for life, and then if it's not fertilized, it breaks back down and sheds. So you have 21 days to implement a cycle to give birth to something new in your life. So if you have a new idea right now that you've been sitting on, you've been procrastinating on, we are in the fourth fucking quarter of the year. You should realistically already be starting to manifest your things for next year. But if you're not, don't beat yourself up. Every day you have a chance. You don't have to wait till New Year's to make resolutions. Any day of the year that you feel like you want to start over, start your life over, know that all it takes is 21 consistent days of doing something new to make a new habit. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into this reading. Take notes, because a lot of times people don't realize that life is all about comprehension, understanding, using your rationality and your logic. For those of you who remember comprehension lessons in school, it was like reading a text or a paragraph and then being asked things that were based on the paragraph. So with that being said, anything that is in this reading that you go, huh, a light bulb goes off and you say, yes, that resonates with me, write it down. Because if you're having problems and cycles and things that you're going through, you could write a story. Say your name is Sarah, right? And be like, hi, my name is Sarah, and for the past 3-4 months I've been going through this. These are all the problems that I am facing, and these are the things that are frustrating me right now. In this reading, if a ding-dong goes off in your head and you're like, oh, that makes so much sense for what I'm going on, write it down and piece those things together. That's how you bridge the gap between your problem and your solution, okay? Intuition is realistically being able to read in between the lines, understanding things that often are not said. You know, the things that are left unsaid often have the biggest indications of things. So I hope that I can help you with that, like I said, as we go. And if you do need help with that personally, I am at, not your disposal, but I'm available and accessible for you to work with me one-on-one through my website. So with that being said, let's get your notepads, let's get your books, let's get your glass of water. If it's you, you know, like me, I'm drinking Cafe Bustelo at 8:58 at night. I probably won't be able to sleep tonight, but whatever. It's worth being able to channel this message for you guys to help you out a little bit. So let's take a few deep breaths. Let's take about 5, because most of us don't realize that anxiety sits in your fucking chest. And many of us do not realize that we are holding our fucking breath a lot every day. I realize how much sometimes I'm just like, not breathing. And air quality, I mean, San Francisco right now is not getting the best air quality. I know a lot of people are wishing that they had took advantage of that. But right now, if you have clean air to breathe right now the best you can, take advantage of your breath. It is what keeps you going every day. You neglect this heart space a lot. You know, your heart is one of the most powerful things you have in your body. Give thanks to your heart, give thanks to your lungs, give thanks to your thoughts. So before we even start, that's what I want to do. I want to take a few deep breaths, and we're going to do that, okay? I give thanks to my heart space. I give thanks to the air that I breathe in my lungs that help me do so. I give thanks to my thoughts and my mind that allow me to process life as I go. Okay, that was 3. So let's get into this. And I want to tell you that sometimes these things might not make sense to you because you might not be able to receive it yet. You might not be ready to receive it yet. And what I want to say, if at any point anything that I say becomes too much for you, don't hesitate to pause and come back to it. Okay, because sometimes people have told me, yo, I wasn't really ready for the shit you was about to tell me. Like, that shit hit me in my fucking chest, like, oh! And I had to take a moment to process it. Sometimes we gotta get shit knocked out of us in order for us to be aware. But it's okay, because sometimes the best medicine is the hardest to swallow. Process it slowly, but surely you need to get through it. So honor the feelings and come back to them, revisit them of why you feel so, okay? At any time, like I said, if you don't want to accept something, just no. But if you're ready to accept certain things, tell yourself, yes, I'm ready to accept this. I'm ready to receive this message. I am ready to make this message applicable to my life, okay? Ashe. Spirit, I call you in on behalf of the collective, and I ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. I ask for clarity. I ask for clear perception. I ask Alegua to open the roads to precise messages. What is it subconsciously, beyond the veil below the surface, that the collective needs to know at this time in order to move forward, in order to transcend any blockages or hindrances that are coming up on their path and on their journey that is blocking them from all the good things in life that are due to them? Anything that is spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, in prosperity or in finance, blocking their abundance, please bring it to our awareness so that they may be able to have the discernment to make the decisions in order to move forward and move past these things in a healthy and happy nature. We ask all the angels, archangels, ascended masters, Egun, Muertos, all the guides of benevolence that are available to us, of benevolence only, that wish to come in and assist and be present so that we may be aware of the things that we need to look towards. Please do so now at this time. In the energy for November 23rd, 2018, full moon in Gemini, what needs to be brought to our attention to move forward with good intention, maximum execution of our highest potential energy, and to be of servitude firstly to ourselves and then to others. Pache. One, two, three, four, five. All right. Full moon in Gemini, November 23rd, 2018. What is it that we need to keep in mind? That it is definitely pruning season. Actually, that's a sick. You see that thing that he's got in his hand? This is a farmer. A man who's out in the field of harvest, and he's got a sick, okay? A sick is something that's used to cut through crops, okay, and harvest. I actually have my phone here. I don't even know how to spell that, sick, right? Sick. Tool. I really don't know how to spell that, okay? So we're not going to look that up. Anyway, the sick. The farmer who is there and he is going through and he is pruning all his crops. He's cutting them back. It seems like he's going and he's looking like, what is it that I have come up with in this season? Am I happy with it? You see, he's kind of just collecting his bundles. It's so funny that we have this right next to this card, who's a banker, a man, right? A man with an open vault with all this prosperity available to you. Okay? What have you harvested this season? Have you come up on everything that you've desired, or are you realizing that you're coming up a little short? It's so funny because we have 3 cards here that have male energy. So with that being said, in this full moon energy, I feel a lot of masculine energy coming forth. A lot of things that are asking you, did you do what you needed to do up until this point this year to come into the crops and to the prosperity and the abundance that you really wanted to? Okay? I kind of want to pull a clarity card for that. Let's see. These cards are kind of new to me, so I'm going to... Sedna, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all your tomorrows, okay? So for those first 2 cards, ask yourself, what was supplied to you? What was supplied to you this season? And based on that supply, are you happy with what you came up with? Because if you're not happy with what you came up with, there's a possibility that now going to this next season, you have to make sure that you nurture yourself in a way that you aren't cut short, that you aren't coming up short, that you aren't being denied access to more prosperity than that has been coming up for you. And the thing is, a lot of times, right? A lot of times we don't realize that things are slowly growing. Things are slowly growing, but we have to be strong, okay? Sometimes things might not seem like that they're being supplied to you, but you gotta stay hopeful. I say that because the third card we have this baby, right? Baby within the womb. The baby's a bundle of joy. The baby's a representation of fruit. And the thing is, just because sometimes you can't see doesn't mean it's not coming. It doesn't mean it's not there. But I think with the infinite supply is asking yourself, are you going to keep going? This is so funny because this is just a repeat message of something I said earlier this week. I said in an earlier message that just because you walk into a bank and don't see the money doesn't mean the money's not there. But you got to be patient. You got to be in line. You got to be willing to stay committed and invested to the payoff of seeing your fruit come. And this is the thing. This season, you might have not seen the return. You might have not seen the return on the things that you wanted, but it doesn't mean that the time invested to you has been in vain. Because this has a lot to do with continuing to learn from the experience. Every season a farmer doesn't come up on the same type of crop. Some seasons there's going to be less, sometimes there's going to be more. But it's what you do, right? Because I pull a clarity card for the baby, Sekhmet, be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. So many times people don't realize that you have to understand when to rest and not when to quit. So many of you are so eager to quit just because you couldn't see the return of the harvest that you wanted this season. Sometimes you're sitting there thinking, oh, this shit is not worth it. Why do I even continue on? Why is it, I'm just not getting what's due to me? Okay? This is the thing. You have to ask yourself, with this card coming up here, right? Magic ball. Do you remember the magic balls that we had back in the 90s where it's like you shake it and you ask the question. So many of you, I see you just shaking the 8-ball. And you're just like, why? And getting frustrated with the answers. When the answers are really inside of you. The answers are really inside of you. There's no magic fucking ball that's going to tell you the future. You are the one that supplies your future. Okay? You supply your future by your strength to persevere and be able to nurture the things that are within the womb of your existence by continuing to believe, although I can't necessarily see you coming yet, I'm going to do what it takes to nurture you. A mother can't see but the sonogram of their child when they are on the sonogram on the, you know what I'm talking about? You can't see the real features of the baby when you see it on the sonogram, but you make out the outline. And sometimes as you're going forward, you're going to have to realize just because you can only see the bare outlines of your bundle of joy, of your happiness, of the fruition that you're giving birth to, doesn't mean all the fine details aren't coming in. Do you know how long it takes for a child to develop from the damn embryo to the damn fucking full term? There's so many things right now that because you can't see the fine details, you're just there getting so frustrated, asking yourself, why? You are the crystal ball. You have all the answers. You need to listen to your intuition. Okay, you've got to be strong. Do you know how hard pregnancy is for a lot of women? But they have to believe that the payoff is going to be worth it. once they push through the labor pains and see the bundle of joy. But this is the problem, okay? Farming is such hard work. You see that man out there? He's constant. Many of you are ready to give up because you're like, fuck, this is hard work. And the truth is, most of the time, nobody wants to go through the labor pains. Everybody just wants to see the baby. Everybody just wants to see the fucking baby. Okay? Vesta, home. Your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in occupants. Sometimes it's really about you and how you are moving in the security of self. Home is a representation of security, of comfort, okay? And your comfort and your security is going to be based on how you move and what's going on within you and how you occupy yourself, how you occupy your time, how you occupy your energy. A lot of you want to give up because you want the path to be open, right? You want the path to be open. The path is open. Some of you are giving up on the path. The path is wide fucking open for you to keep on going. But you over here like, bitch, I'm tired. And it's 9/11 as I'm saying that. You like, call 911. It's an emergency. And guess what? It ain't a fucking emergency. Your sense of urgency does not make it an emergency. I want you to know that Spirit wants you to know that. Your sense of urgency does not make it an emergency. Okay? Think about the woman who has gone past her due date. She's gone past her due date and the baby ain't coming yet. And you like, yo, I need you to vacate right now because you making me uncomfortable and I need you to just come right now. I need you to understand I got urgency and it's baby don't care. Baby's like, I ain't ready yet. I'm baking a little longer. And that's how you got to think about some of your blessings sometimes. Just because you feel it's an emergency, there's an urgency that they got to get here quicker, your supply got to get here quicker, don't mean it's going to come any faster. Sometimes when there's holdups, it's about you making the best of an uncomfortable situation. It's about your strength, about how you moving, how you occupying your time, your space, your energy, your all that shit as it's happening. This last card here shows this man, he's sitting in the path, and like I said, he's sitting there, he's got a compass. He's just making sure he's going in the right direction. Some of y'all, because you've been slowly moving this way forward on the path, because you're not moving as fast as you think you should, you stopping and you slowing, you starting to look behind you. Ah, shit. Should I turn around? Should I stop? Bitch, the path is wide open. Maybe you trying to move a little too quick and that's why you getting tired. Slow down and rest. You see how he just taking a breather? He's like, am I going in the right direction still? Am I? You know? I knew this card was going to come out for clarity. Diana, focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target and you will make your mark. If you're sitting there tired right now, right? Ask yourself if you're going to quit or you're going to rest. Because there's chances are that you're moving in the right direction. You're moving in the right direction. You might be slowly moving in the right direction, but I like to call that not struggling, but slowly succeeding. Some of y'all done got caught up in thinking that you in the struggle right now. Oh, I'm struggling. Bitch, you slowly succeeding. I had to tell myself that at some points in the dream. Bitch, you is not struggling. You are slowly succeeding. Struggle is a part of success. You think if a woman, understand motherhood, right? Like, women got to struggle to get to the success. But labor is a slow success. Let me tell you something. As long as a woman is continuing to try, she might only got the head out. She might, oh God, she ain't got the body out yet. But guess what? She continue to ease into it, get comfortable, whatever. Baby gonna come out. Ain't no, and if not, there's other ways around it for it to come out, correct? Some of y'all are getting frustrated with yourself because things ain't coming out the way you want, but there's other ways. And maybe that's why you got to sit down and ask yourself, is it the right direction still? Should I continue slowly going here? Because I'm seeing payoff. I'm seeing return. Or do I have to completely reanalyze the path that I'm on? That's why the focus intention makes so much sense now, because you have to reanalyze your intentions. Mercury retrograde right now, this period we are in up until December 6th, is a great time to analyze that. What direction am I going in? Should I continue to push forward? Am I seeing parts of my fruition coming through? Am I giving birth to it? The head just might be out, but is the rest of it coming? Is the rest of my body of work coming through? Do I just continue to make slow, small pushes? Because I'm seeing that if I be strong and that if I supply the energy that I need to it slowly but surely, I'll get to see the bigger whole picture. But like I said, if some of y'all are not seeing anything coming, maybe it's time to just take a minute. Don't give up. I'm telling you, you did not come to this fucking planet to be fucking mediocre. You came here with a mission. Your life serves a purpose, okay? And even if you don't feel like you know what that purpose is right now, just take a moment and don't be so hard on yourself. A lot of us, we beat ourselves up because we are looking for ourselves in the world, okay? The world is, this is a place that it's hard. It really is. But guess what? You got to learn how to live here. A lot of times people, unfortunately, because they give up on life, they figure out, I don't want to live anymore. It's not because life ain't beautiful. They can't figure out how to live here. All those answers are within you. You have to figure out how you're going to navigate, because shit is never going to get any easier. You just get better. You learn to push through. You learn to come through. You learn to clear the path and make the path by doing what you need to do in order to meet your abundance and meet your fruition and meet your alignment. Understand, things don't fall in your fucking hands. You have to align, and that requires aligning yourself and your vibration to meet the things on your path that you need necessary. Okay? Let us pull a romance angel card, because life is so beautiful. And when you find the beauty of life, it's because often you found the beauty in yourself of learning how to handle that motherfucker, okay? Romance angels, what is it? Attraction. Isn't that like so on point with what I just said? You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Attraction. Alignment. Align yourself in the present with what it is that you want to come to you. Understand? This is what I want you to understand about Gemini season, okay? Good twin, other twin. Duality. Duality is so necessary, okay? Do you see how I'm going like this? It reminds me of the boxer. In life, you have to learn how to bob and weave. You have to learn offense and defense. And as we're going on this path forward, we have to learn how to focus our intention. You know, this is the thing. When a boxer's boxing, they teach them how to be very observant. I don't box, so don't judge me if I look fucking crazy. I don't care. You learn how to move, maneuver, right? Block. Okay, Bob, boom, knock that shit out. That's what you have to learn to do in order to stay in alignment with the things that you are trying to follow through on, and then maybe remove yourself in life. There's so much to be said about making sure that you learn that nothing's going to just come to you. You got to change how you move, and you got to push through. You got to see your goals, your triumph, your victory through. Okay, I kind of want to pull some more cards. Pay attention to the red flags. Look at that. The signs are cautioning you. Understand. Be observant. Be present. Look at what's coming to fruition. Look what's not. Ask yourself, what's caution? What cautions you at times? Sometimes you know you reckless to yourself. You know you not doing what you need to. Or you see shit and you ignore it. These are things by being so present is so necessary, because you are supplied with all the fucking knowledge that you need for life, but you have to be present. Okay? Being present oftentimes is the biggest compliment to your intuition. A lot of times people just going through the fucking motions in life. They're just like, la da 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 da. You know that whole saying, like, stop and smell the roses? Stop and smell the roses is stop and be present with nature. Because when you're present in your nature, you know yourself, and you know how to maneuver through life. That's like the biggest art of war. The biggest art form in this life is learning how to be Within yourself, master yourself. And so if you know yourself, you know the outcome of 1,000 wars because you know how to deal with the enemy. But being present, you observe shit, you learn what your enemy is. How much shit have you gone through up until this point in your life when you recognize that the things that are an enemy to your progress? Right now, you might have an ex coming back. And if that motherfucker has always been an enemy to your progress and your fruition, whatever, you know what to do. Fucking bob and weave on that motherfucker. If you know they ain't changed, you know the signs are cautioning you. But if you still aligning with that, what the fuck is that telling you? That's maybe a lesson you haven't pushed through and overcome. You feel me? Right? Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Life ain't always about being so serious. Sometimes we get so serious in life because we've been hurt and we've been whatever. And so we just put up this ego protection. And a lot of times we'll block the blessings of life from coming because we're not just being lighthearted in it. Excuse me. We're not being lighthearted in it. Like, you got to keep your innocence. You got to keep your sense of adventure to keep going on this journey. You going to have to keep playing around with how you go forth with things. If you're so serious about being committed to the same bullshit over and over again, you'll never be able to readjust the compass and learn how to align with the things that you want to get to. And that's terrible. You're going to have to learn to adjust. Okay, you're going to have to learn when to channel the light and the dark, the duality. Know how to interchange energies in order to keep going on your path. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I keep coming to this childbirth reference. Like, I've been really studying a lot about these home births and stuff like that. And there's so many ways that you could get comfortable and give it birth. You got to get up. You got to move around. You got to just get into it. You got to breathe. You got to push. You got to scream. You got to whatever. That is life. Life is about going through all of that. Being present in it. Because in childbirth, you got to be present. You got to be present and become one with your body. And sometimes some of y'all are so disconnected because you're not being present within yourself. You're so disassociated. You're so out there just going through emotion. You're becoming the zombie. You're becoming the person who doesn't want to be present to look at shit. You don't want to be present to feel shit. You have to do all of that in order to move forward and to constantly re-navigate the compass in order to go forward. That home card, that Vesta card, a healthy change in occupants or a move. If shit ain't comfortable for you right now, get up and fucking move around. Move different. But how many times you gonna move the fucking same and complain about that shit and you not coming up on the abundance and fruition that you want to come to? I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. And guess what? The world not gonna feel sorry for you either. God helps those who help themselves. God promised you a big, beautiful life. Didn't tell you how the fuck you was gonna get it, but promised you that shit. So there's gotta be a fucking reason why you here to fulfill something. But a lot of y'all are feeling unfulfilled because you doubt that purpose that you have. You doubt the purpose of the pain you go through. You doubt everything. You doubt yourself. You doubt so much. What do they say? You know, fear and doubt kill more dreams than anything. All right? I want to open this book. I really love this book. It's called Life Wisdom, Quotes from John Maxwell, Insights on Leadership. But I like to turn sometimes randomly to a page and see what it has to say for us. So let's see what it says. Some people lead for a lifetime. Others receive only a moment to show the way. Influence doesn't come to us instantaneously. It increases gradually. Nor does influence develop by accident. Instead, it grows as we purposefully take action to earn the trust and win the respect of others. Again, influence does not come to us instantaneously. It increases gradually. Nor does influence develop by accident. Instead, it grows as we purposefully take action to earn the trust and win the respect of others. Again, I love this childbirth reference, okay? This is what I want you to imagine. Imagine a first-time mom that is giving birth, and she does not know what the fuck she is doing. She just has the support of people around her, and she don't really trust herself, okay? So many times in life, We don't trust ourselves because it's our first time feeling like we're doing something. We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust what we can do within our mind, within our body. But guess what? Gradually, our influence increases, right? Because guess what? What if you take a what if that mom takes a breath back? Breathes through it. Starts to push a little bit. She's starting to feel herself get comfortable. Okay? And then guess what? People are telling, girl, you got this. Come on, let's go. And she starts doing it more. She's getting confident. And she's taking each breath with purpose. She's pushing each push with purpose. You feel me? And guess what? In taking that action in purpose, believing in her own influence and how influential she is in that situation, she earns the trust and wins the respect of others, meaning the baby says, I feel you. I respect what you're trying to do to vacate me from this. And guess what? You are now going to give birth to your blessings. So many of you, because you don't trust yourself, your influence of what your capability is by being purposeful and intentful and respecting yourself and what you're actually capable of doing, you don't ever give birth to your blessings because you don't trust yourself to do so. And even if you're not seeing shit, you don't believe that you still can. You still don't believe that you can go within yourself and be strong enough to do so. But you gotta be present. We're not getting caught up in what you think you used to can't do. You're not gonna be fearful. Going forward is like, be fucking present. You understand? Be present. There is so much you are capable of. You gotta know when to yin, and you have to know when to fucking yang, okay? Again, childbirth. Sometimes you're gonna have to push slowly and peacefully, and sometimes you're gonna have to go, oh! Know when to rest, but don't quit. Rest and reevaluate. And Mercury retrograde is the perfect time for you to reevaluate, redesign, and rebuild your plans of the things that are not working for you and the way that you want to communicate yourself in this existence. Because the way you communicate yourself and your presence and your vibration and your frequency here is what aligns you with the blessings and abundance that are due to you. Okay? I feel like a lot of this that we're talking about has to do with the lower chakras, but also the crown. You know, keeping your focus, but being secure. So I'm not really feeling to do too much meditation on the chakra points, but I do want to ask Spirit what we should close with as far as a meditation to help you guys. Okay, I usually do like a wing it meditation, meaning I make my own shit up. Okay, so let's see what they want to say to you all. What do they want to say? What cards do I want to use? I want to use the Trust Your Vibe stack. I was worried about that reading at first. I was like, shit. And then that shit hit me. All right. I was correct. This has a lot to do with your lower chakras. So the 3 cards that I got for our meditation is going to be Walk It Off, You're the Boss, and Vibe Check. I hear this in my head. Walk it off. You know, like, again, when you're the boxers in the ring, it's like, oh, you got, walk it off. Come on, shake it off. Walk it off. A lot of y'all need to walk off some of that frustration. You need to keep walking in the right direction. You have to understand that your guides are here for you to overcome. Look how large this person is in going over the river. That might be an obstacle that seems in the way, but you are bigger than the obstacle that is in front of you if you trust in yourself and you trust in the guides. You are always going to be bigger than your obstacles if you believe in your ability to overcome. I'm sounding real preacherish now, honey. I'm telling you, I got a spirit guide that's got to have been in the ministry, because, honey, this is my ministry, and when I be preaching to y'all, but trust me, when I preach to y'all, I ain't preaching no shit that I won't do my fucking self, okay? Lead by example. Overcome. You're the boss. Don't allow shit to pull your strings and manipulate you. Boss up on these obstacles. And then the vibe check. Look at the tree, right? The tree. The roots. How that corresponds to your lower body. Being grounded, being secure so that you can grow. Because if you're poisoned at the roots, you'll never see your fruits. If you are poisoned in your sense of security and you doubt your sense of the ability to overcome, because you don't have a solid foundation in your sense of self, you will never get to where you are supposed to go. You will never see those fruits. You rotten here. If you rotten in your sense of security, you ain't gonna never see this shit. You'll never see above ground because you're gonna be here. You're gonna bury yourself before you ever get to the sunlight. And remember, a lot of y'all are sitting in frustration, feeling like dirt has been poured on you. You haven't been buried. You've been planted, but you got to keep reaching for the sunlight. Okay, even in situations. Know when to yin, know when to yang, know when to use your shadow side, know when to use your light. But know always how to use it from a very honorable place. The problem is, right, Geminis, man. Geminis have like 6 personalities to me. Gemini women for me are some of the hardest women to deal with if they don't know themselves, if they're not secure within self. They have a tendency to retaliate and react very badly. Sorry, y'all. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And so you got to ask yourself, when you're in the good twin and you're being maybe feeling like pushover, go to the other twin. But don't act out of a place of ego. Act out of a place of authenticity and protecting. Just because you're not seeing shit because you're being all whatever, how you boss up and how do you protect your interests? How do you protect what you're building? How do you protect the fruits of what's coming? You got to prune away the things that no longer serve you. You got to keep going. Okay. Spirit, we call you in today on behalf of the collective, and we ask for the ability that we can overstand and overcome any obstacle that comes up in our path. That we understand that when we are secure within ourselves and we understand where our supply comes from, that we are infinite. And when we know that we are infinitely supplied, we always have the ability to overcome. Sometimes we may not understand what direction that we need to go in, but knowing that just taking a moment to rest, recalibrate, refocus, that we can redirect our intention to keep slowly succeeding forward, that we are not struggling, we are just finding ways to tap in and hear our higher self so that we can understand that all the security that we need is within self, and that at the root of everything, we are always the answer for any problem that we have. May we honor staying in positive heart space, not letting our heart get tainted from what we desire in life. May we allow our head space to stay untainted by fear, anxiety, anger, sadness. May we continue every season to analyze what we have achieved, and if we desire more, understand that all the answers are within us in order to understand how we can achieve more, how we continue to overcome obstacle and not become overburdened and full of our own blockages, because we are the only thing that blocks the path. The only way we learn to overcome things that are in the path are by overcoming that we don't have the answers when we do. I ask all the spirit guides of benevolence that may be available to assist us at this time in embracing this. Be around us and uplift us. Uplift the collective consciousness. If all of you are ready to receive this in your life, just say to yourself, yes. Ashe. Okay, y'all. I hope that message sits with you well. Again, if you have any desire to work with me one-on-one more personally for whatever you have going on, don't be scared. A lot of people go to my website and they hover over the button and they don't press because they're scared. They feel like they're not ready. But guess what? The sooner you find out how to slowly succeed through these obstacles, the success becomes closer and closer, because you have to align with it by raising your vibrations. You can't go high in life if you're still operating on the lower frequencies. Your blessings are up here. You ain't never gonna get to them being down here, but you can slowly step up bit by bit, and align and meet them. I love you all. I really do. If, again, you feel compelled to book with me, please do so. And I appreciate last one of you that support me on a regular basis. And I'm wishing you well with this upcoming moon. Okay? Peace, love, and light, y'all.